For today's topic, we have the intersectionality. Intersectionality refers to the interconnected nature of social categorizations like race, class, and gender, creating overlapping systems of discrimination and marginalization, acknowledging individual experiences. First, we have the race. Race is the human groups who have in common some visible physical traits, emerged in the 16th century to refer to distinct societal groups, including those with close kinship relations. So it is a group of people who have in common some visible physical traits, such as skin color, hair texture, facial features, and eye formation. And there are different kinds of race, and some of them are African Americans. They are the people with a historical connection to the African diaspora, particularly those whose ancestors were brought to the Americas through the transatlantic slave trade. Next is the white, or what we call American, and it is used to refer to people of European, Middle Eastern, and North African descent. This categorization can include individuals with diverse ethnic backgrounds, such as German, Irish, Italian, English, and many others. Then we have Asian. This typically refers to people with origins on the Asian continent, which includes a diverse range of ethnicities, cultures, and countries such as China, India, Japan, and many others. Asian is a broad term, and within this category, there is significant diversity in terms of language, traditions, and physical features. And lastly, we have Native American. This race encompasses a diverse range of ethnic groups, each with its own distinct cultures, languages, and histories. There are various tribes and nations such as Navajo, Cherokee, Lakota, and many others.
Transgender is a broad term that can be used to describe people whose gender identity is different from the gender they were thought to be when they were born. Trans is often used as shorthand for transgender. Transgender is an umbrella term that encompasses a wide range of gender identities. People who identify as transgender may have a gender identity that is different from their assigned gender at birth. For example, someone who was assigned male at birth but identifies as woman would be considered transgender. Also, like someone who was assigned female at birth but identifies as a man would be considered transgender also. Some transgender people identify as neither a man nor a woman, or as a combination of male and female, and may use terms like non-binary or gender queer to describe their gender identity. Those who are non-binary often prefer to be referred to as they and them. So it is important to us to use respectful terminology and treat transgender people as you would treat any other person. So this includes using the name the person has asked you to call them, as well as the pronouns they want you to use. If you aren't sure what pronouns a person's use, just ask politely. So we must respect everyone. Gender identity is your internal knowledge of your gender. So, for example, your knowledge that you're a man, a woman, or another gender. Gender expression is how a person presents their gender on the outside. That might include behavior, clothing, hairstyle, voice, or body characteristics. Everyone has a gender identity, including cisgender or non-transgender people. If someone's gender identity matches the gender they were assigned at birth, then they are cisgender or cis for short. Next is sex. Sex is often used in a medical or scientific context. Sex is a label, male or female, that you're assigned by a doctor at birth based on the appearance of the genitals you're born with. It doesn't define who you are or what your gender identity might turn out to be. Sex refers to the biologically differentiated status of male or female. It includes anatomic sex, particularly the genitals, and also secondary and invisible characteristics such as genes and hormones. When a person begins to live according to their gender identity, rather than the gender they were thought to be when they were born, this time period is called gender transition. Deciding to transition can take a lot of reflection. Many transgender people risk social stigma, discrimination, and harassment when they tell other people who they really are. Despite those risks, being open about one's gender identity can be life-affirming and even life-saving. The distinction between sex and gender, as developed by social scientists, has been useful in challenging the view what biological sex determines the roles and attributes of men and women in society. Social scientists viewed biological sex, the opposition of male and female, as natural and universal, and gender, the opposition of men and women, as culturally constructed and variable. Thus, this differentiation between sex and gender made an important contribution in undermining biological determinism, especially in the study of women's role.
So, hi, I'm Joshua, and my topic is all about age. Understanding the intersectionality of age. What is age? Ever been told to act your age? Sugod pa lang sa pagpanganak nato, we're judged according to how old we are, 'di ba? And this can lead us to being treated unfairly because sa ato ang age. So, mo siya. This is a age. Age is one of the dimensions that can intersect with others' social categories, contributing to a person's unique experiences and challenges. The intersectionality of age recognizes that age-related experiences are influenced by all intersect with other aspects of an individual's identity and social structures. So first, ageism and discriminations. Ageism is a form of discrimination based on age, affects individuals on different stages of life. Older adults face stereotypes, biases, and systematic barriers that limit their opportunities in employment, healthcare, and social participations. Ageism DI is the most widely spread form of discriminations in UK, and it will impact us all at the some point. Particularly, as we get older, ageism affects how society sees older people. They're often reduced to offensive stereotypes, as I said, patronized, and treated as a burden. So, on the other hand, young people, may face age based on stereotypes that undermine their opportunities, opinions, capabilities, and contributions to society. As we know that we are talking to older people, di ba? Di tayo kung ano nila because of atong age. Dapat sila mas nakabalo. The older people then, mayon sila. Mas nakabalo sila silang ibuhat. Kaysa totoo ang other people, di sila ganan maminaw sa opinion sa young people because they're older at mas kaila sila kung unsagit sila. And, mano siya. And it even affects how we see ourselves. As the year progresses, we start to build what we read, what we see, and what we hear, and come to think that we're past it. So, like what I said about the older is they have limit of their opportunities. Gamay na lang sila opportunities. In other country din, nagkuhan sila nga mga 30 plus na lang, mga 35 ang limit, malapaw na kaana is wala na kay hindi na kay kakuan sa trabaho. Sa Austria. Sa Austria. So, mao na siya. Next is the health and well-being. So, age intersect with other outcomes, access to healthcare, and overall well-being. Older adults may experience age-related health issues, which may can further exacerbated by factors such as gender, race, socioeconomics, status. So like what I said earlier, age discrimination isn't just unfair, it's illegal. Bitaw, ageism is part of everyday life. So in the workplace, older employees are treated as less able, routinely held back from training opportunities, or feel shut out of the jobs market entirely, and it can also affect access to healthcare. Studies shows that older people are often not consulted about their health care preferences and can be discouraged or even restricted in accessing the treatment they need. So ang uban, they're planning for they're planning funeral like that. So behind that, also the young people, individuals may face unique health challenges related to their age group such as mental health issues, di ba? Dahil namag yung mga ni Ana, sa substance abuse, mga bata pa lang nakuha na sa abuse, and reproductive health care. So, what I say about the substance abuse is like more in alcoholic, drugs. So mao na siya po yung mga kasagaran nga kuan sa mga bata or sa mga young people.
In sociology and economics, class typically refers to a concept that categorizes individuals or groups of people based on their socioeconomic status, particularly their economic and social position in society. Class is often associated with factors such as income, wealth, occupation, education, and social standing. There are several common class categorizes that sociologists and economics use, although the specific categorizes can vary by region and context. The first category of class is the upper class. This class typically includes individuals or families with significant wealth, high incomes, and access to resources and privileges. They often occupy positions of power and influence in society. Example of class is could be a wealthy business magnate residing in an upscale neighborhood, enjoying luxurious amenities and having significant financial resources. Next is the middle class. The middle class includes individuals who have a moderate income, stable employment, and a reasonably comfortable standard of living. They are often associated with professions and skilled occupations. An example of middle class could be a family with stable jobs owning a modest home in a suburban area and having a comfortable but not extravagant lifestyle. Next is the working class. The working class consists of individuals who may have lower incomes, work in manual or labor intensive jobs, and may have less access to resources and opportunities than those in the middle of upper classes. Working class example of this might be an individuals employed in blue collar jobs such as factory workers and construction workers. Lower class. This class represents individuals or families with lower incomes, limited access to education and job opportunities, and a higher likelihood of experiencing economic hardship. So, example of lower class might be a person working in a low wage jobs. Underclass. The underclass is a term used to describe the most disadvantaged and marginalized member of society, often characterized by persistent poverty and social exclusion and limited access to basic necessities. So example of underclass is these are the group of people who are facing extreme poverty and has limited access to education. These are the homeless and lack of resources peoples. It's important to note that class distinctions can be fluid and vary significantly from one society to another. Additionally, class is just one dimension of social satisfaction, which also includes factors like race, gender, and ethnicity. Class can have significant impact in various aspects of an individual's life, including their access to education, healthcare, housing, and opportunities for economic mobility. Discussions about class are often central to debates about income inequality, social justice, and economic policy.
The next one is disability. So unsa man di ay na ang disability? So when we say disability, this is any condition of the body or mind that makes it more difficult for the person with the condition to do certain activities and interact with the world around them. So if you are a person with disability, it is very hard for you to do a certain activities in your everyday life kay nga naman because you have an activity limitation and participation restrictions. So in order for you to do or complete something, need kag help para ma-accomplish to nimo siya nabatunon. For example, you are a blind person and need na kaayo ka mangihi. So in order na makapangihi ka, magpa-guide ka or tabang ka na mahatod ka sa CR kay you can't see anything man. What if ikaw ra isa na ning kamot na moadto sa CR and imbes sa CR ka moadto, natagak na hinuon ka sa hagdanan. So that's why person with disability needs help and guidance from those normal people around them to make sure that they are safe. There are many types of disabilities such as vision, movement, thinking, remembering, learning, communicating, hearing, mental health, and social relationships. Although people with disabilities sometimes refers to a single population, this is actually a diverse group of people with a wide range of needs. Two people with the same type of disability can be affected in a very different ways. So, na different kinds of disabilities na ay makita na pud dili makita. Example sa mga makita na disabilities kay kanang pungkol, buta, o kanang mga mag-wheelchair na mga PWD. Ang sa dili makita na disabilities kay sama anang sa bungol o sa amang. According to the World Health Organization, disability has three dimensions. The first one is impairment. So when we say impairment, it is in a person's body structure or function or mental functioning. The second one is activity limitation, such as difficulty seeing, hearing, walking, or problem solving. The third one is participation restrictions. In normal daily activities such as working, engaging in social and recreational activities, and obtaining healthcare and preventive services. Disability can be related to conditions that are present at birth and may affect functions later in life. So, naiuban na PWD is inborn na sila ang ilaha disability. So, when we say inborn, so kad pagkaanak nila, nakuha na gyud na nila na disability. Including cognition, memory, learning and understanding, mobility, moving around in the environment, vision, hearing, behavior, and other areas.